The process of composition. It's quite abstract for me. It can be sparked off by something, a loop on a computer, or a guitar, a keyboard, or a single lyric, a line, something says to me in a club. I can think, oh, that sounds like a good song. I'll get back and do something with that. But the actual process of doing it, the work, the ethic that I have when it comes to producing it is usually the same. So I will have this basic pizza base of an idea, and I will create an atmosphere. I think for me it's very important to have this atmosphere to move me into kind of fantasizing about another world. So each song is like a little fantasy for me. And then usually what I'll do is I'll kind of ramble and mess around with this weird language that I have, this lyrical language. I don't use words. I use kind of things that just sound and feel good, and it's nonsense, and it seems to I kind of feel that the lyrics will come later. I know subconsciously that I'm trying to say something, but I'm not saying it. That comes later when I've worked it all out. I just want it to sound right. So I have this strange little language that I translate. And that comes maybe, I don't know, halfway through the process of making an album. So I would have maybe 10 songs, which are at different stages of being formed. And when I get the general emotion of the album, of what I'm trying to say, then the lyrics develop. So really, even though they're really quite important to me, because I'm very hard on myself about pushing lyrics. I think they need to be. I think a lot of lyrics are very lazy, so I don't like to be lazy with my lyrics. Even though that's important to me, they come last. In terms of putting the music together. Again, I think it moves through general stages. It moves through, depending on my mood and where I am, who I'm with. Each song develops in a very emotional way. It just, a small melody, maybe a keyboard line will come at the end. When I think I've finished a song, I'll go back to it and then realize it's not right, and then change it and add something. So I don't know. It's not very structured. It's kind of like my brain isn't very structured generally. The visual element is very. It's a driving force for me. It is. I think it has become an act, actually, if I'm really honest about it. But it's something which has become much more powerful than I originally expected it to be. I feel like it's taken over a little bit. iamx is kind of has tied Chris Corner up in this strange little world of sexuality and sensuality and strange kind of glam visual nonsense, it's not it's not something that I plan. It just happens, and I do like. It's more for my own sake, I think. it's more for my own play and to have a playground, a fantasy world for me to escape into. A video like President is a good example of spontaneous. It's more like spontaneous acting. It's not. I don't plan anything. It just happens. It's the same with the stage performance, and that keeps me interested. I think if I was planning everything and everything was too structured, I would be bored very quickly. I'm very driven by rhythm, and I find a lot of the kind of abstract emotion that I would go through when I'm creating a song is actually based on rhythm. Like I was saying, this lyrical nonsense language that I would use. It would be about not just the tonality and not just the which letters or words that you use, but the rhythm of those words. And in the same way that if I program beats or bass lines or whatever, I like to play around with rhythm. I think it's really animal, and the whole. But I don't like the idea of just banging four on the floor techno music. That doesn't really appeal to me. I like the combination of quite almost romantic emotional music with quite aggressive rhythms. So I think with the band previously that I was working with, Sneaker Pimps, I really, I loved what I did with that project, and I loved the people that I worked with. Sometimes, most of the time, a lot of the time I hated them. But my main problem was the reality of what we were saying, of what our lyrics were saying, what the music meant. And when you compromise with other people, you never really get to the true heart of what you're trying to say. Even if you're not trying to say anything, I think there's a kind of truth in a solo project, even if it's bad. That there's this. It is what you are, and you kind of have to stand by it, and you have to live by it, and you can't blame anybody else for your mistakes. And there's a liberation in that. There's a real sort of relief to that feeling. You begin a project like that, and you think, oh yeah, this is my alternative. This is my escape. But there is no escape, and I think there's this kind of strange naivety when you begin a project that it's going to solve all your problems, and you're going to have this therapy for 2 or 3 months, and then you're going to get all this stuff out, and everything's going to be fine. And it doesn't work like that. But I think what the alternative has become, it's become more of a statement of how I really want to live my creative, my professional, my sexual, my life. In all aspects of my life, it represents everything. It doesn't represent my style of music or the escape to this fantasy world. I think across the board, it represents everything. It has become that, and I think when I write that stuff, when I make an album, when I was making the alternative to the point, and basically I enjoy it more because you learn how to what's the best way to enjoy it and to get the best out of people. And I think I finally got to that place where I can collaborate and enjoy it.